The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Coming to you from the studio, located in the Nemesis stars, on planet Earth. The transmission, try the best,
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a lift-off.
Welcome everyone to the Best Damn Podcast. I'm your host, John Keane, and as always, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. Ask that you please add, follow, check us out, www.spreaker.com/show/Best Damn Podcast. Also, check us out, thebestdampodcast.tv. Follow me, Instagram, Best Damn Podcast, Twitter, The Real Best Damn. And whatever you're watching on, which I don't know if Facebook will ever be an option anymore. Please make sure to subscribe, follow, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and share. Share this and get it out there. That way new people can see it. And if you'd like to donate and support to the channel, you can do that by going to PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App, or Facebook Messenger. And hopefully tomorrow night I'll be able to do the Best Damn Fam Live with all of you guys. That would be awesome. And everybody who does support can watch it. It's our private uncensored show. It's pretty awesome. We do it over on Discord and we talk about the stuff that we can't talk about here, which is basically everything. Looks like we have Metatron's Cube, RMF, Kathy Montgomery, Tim Hamby, DF. Thank you guys. I appreciate everybody. I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it. And if you're wondering why I'm in like a creepy shadow right now, it's because I'm a little bit under the weather. Well, actually a lot of bit under the weather, but I decided I wanted to do a show tonight and kind of got behind. My computer started acting funky on me when it was time to start, but I got a lot of cool stuff to show you guys. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the cosmic cycles and, just this different catastrophic endings and beginnings that seems to happen and play out over and over and over again. Now, most of you guys, well, maybe some of you guys at least, seen my video from the other day. I got bit by a brown recluse for the second time. Now, about 2 months ago, I got bit the first time, and it bit me on the back of the neck. But I got bit this time on my Achilles tendon, and it is bad. It is bad. It's had me really fevered. I've been in bed for 3 days at least. So it's been really rough. But I don't know. You can only do so much of doing nothing. You know what I mean? So eventually it's like, okay, man, if it's gonna kill me, it's gonna kill me. But at least I'm gonna do some shit while it does. What's up, bro? Know thyself. Valsy, Biblical Smackdown. Yeah, man. Well, you was gonna ask how I was feeling. Well, I'm feeling alright. As far as just actually, I'm really awkward as I'm doing this right now because I'm trying to keep my leg all propped up and stuff. Yeah, those do kill you. Yes, they do. It's not, no, it's not a bombing situation. What's crazy is there's a store, like a corner store right next to where I stay. And I mean, it's like you can throw a rock and hit it. And you can walk behind these trees to get to it. And 2 times now, 2 times, the same tree, like one has fell out of the tree and landed on me. The first time it landed on my shoulder, and when I got home, I'm like, what is that crawling on my shoulder? And I didn't even know that there was a spider there till after it fell off when it bit me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, not too bad. It didn't hurt or anything like that. It just itched, so I thought I was cool. And then it ended up, like turning black, and I'm like, fuck. And then this time, when I was walking through it, I went through the web, and I felt the thing like crawling down the back of my leg. And I had like some slip-on Vans. I think it got caught in the back and like struck me about 2 or 3 good times. Did I use the salt pork? No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really, I think pork's nasty. Can I just be honest with you? I'm not Muslim or anything, but I just think pork's pretty nasty, unless it's bacon. Bacon's fucking awesome. But, yeah, I'm not real into putting raw meat on, I would put raw meat on a black eye. Just not on a wound or anything. I don't know about that. Yeah. Well, hello from Babalfornia. You've been hit by a black widow twice? Holy cow. Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. Like around here where I live, the worst thing that can really happen to you is that. Like you got to go to Kentucky basically to really find poisonous snakes. I mean, they're here, but not very common. And there's only 1 or 2. And the spiders, there's like one damn spider that can really tear you up, and it's the brown recluse. And now I've been hit by one twice in 2 months. I still got the hole in the back of my neck from the last time. Pine needle tea. Tea bags pull the shit out. Hey, I believe that, man. Tea bags do pull some stuff out. Why not use the devil's answer? Be wise in your own conceit and desires. Hey, I'll tell you what. I do believe that, always the physical is a representation of the spiritual and vice versa, right? We're like made in the image, and this is a reflection of the heavens above, so there's deep connections when things happen to you, man. Just like say you were in a shit relationship, right? Like I hear girls all the time say, well, I keep attracting the same kind of guy. I mean, I always want to get these players or whatever, right? And it's like, I think to myself, well, that's what you're putting out there. You know what I mean? And that's what comes back. Same thing, would apply with shit like this. Maybe in my life there's somewhere I'm not doing something right, and that's what's attracting, really poisonous spiders to try to kill me. Who knows, right? Yeah. I'm going to come out of it stronger. Yeah, well, at least with a higher tolerance towards venom, I would hope, right? So, yeah. But, hey, and I do want to thank all of you guys. I seen Gabby post in the Facebook group, and Justin in Discord, and just everybody. Thank you so much for your thoughts and prayers and all of that. Like, because right now, more than anything, like, that's all I really want and need is just positive vibes, healing vibes, prayers. That's all I'm worried about right now. I can tell you this. I've been through hell, in my life, and I don't usually get stressed out about stuff, but this one's had me a little bit sketched just because of the severity of it. Yeah. What Facebook group? What do you mean, what Facebook group? The Best Damn Podcast Facebook group. Gabby is the admin. And you've been praying for me? That's awesome. That's awesome. Alright. So, it was Hit from Demons. What? Hey, I've heard about that, man. Oh, hey, Mist. I've heard about that. Like, when I had a demonic attachment years ago, and, I was reading, like, when you cast out a demon, 7 more return, stuff like that. So, it kind of seems like the same principle with the spider thing. I got one that bit me, and it sucked, and it was still dangerous, but it felt like it came back like 7 times stronger. So maybe there was a demonic hint to some of this stuff. I don't know. But I do know what is demonic. Yeah, I know, Tim. Bro, straight up, I'm just telling you guys, I'm really disappointed that I haven't turned into Spider-Man yet. Just saying, like, I've been waiting on it a couple of times. You get bit by a brown recluse, you think by now, if it was going to happen, it would happen by now. It doesn't look like it's going to, though. So, why is everybody saying that? Talking about, anyways, tarot card readings. Well, hey, that's what I was doing the day that I got bit, was doing a tarot reading. And then after I was done, I had a 101.3 temperature. I think I messaged Justin and showed him. And I'm like, damn, I'm not good. I was shaking and stuff. I'm like, what happened to me? And I woke up the next day and I could see the black spot in the middle of it. I'm like, oh, fuck. It got me. But even though recluses are very sneaky, apparently they are not as sneaky as these people. Israeli camouflage tech makes soldiers invisible. Polaris Solutions developed an innovative new material that provides multispectral concealment. Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb. I haven't read this article. I just seen it. It was cool. You know why it's cool? Because I read one article that says, Israeli soldiers are invisible. And you know what else I seen? Fuck. Right here. Yeah, right next to it. The first wooden satellite. I thought, what the hell? People are going invisible, probably from nanotechnology of some type, and they're launching wooden satellites. It's like, why don't you go ahead and put a fucking wagon wheel on a spaceship while you're at it there? Anyways. Israeli survivability products company Polaris Solutions has developed camouflage technology that renders soldiers on the battlefield virtually undetectable. In cooperation with Defense Ministry, the company recently unveiled Kit 300, an innovative camouflage sheet made out of a material that provides multispectral concealment. And according to Polaris Solutions, nothing else is like its camouflage sheet exists on the market today. As far as we know, or as far as we saw in other armies around the world, we are very unique. Asaf Pichardo, co-founder and CEO of Polaris Solutions, told the Media Line. To establish that, we actually registered a patent on it in many countries around the world. The lightweight sheet is made out of special thermal visual concealment material comprised of metals, polymers, and microfibers. Thanks to TVC, soldiers are much more difficult to see both with the naked eye and with thermal imaging equipment. Thus, it can be used for counter surveillance in a wide variety of military scenarios. The idea of the technology was born in 2006 during the Second Lebanon War, and at this time, Picciotto was in a special IDF unit and saw firsthand that soldiers on the ground required better protection from the enemy's thermal cameras and night vision equipment. And there you have it. See, when they say, that this is different metals, polymers, and fibers, guarantee, right? With the metals, polymers, and microfibers, that these are probably nanoparticles or nanofibers, right? And we know that those, different metals are usually like aluminum, barium, strontium, and things of that nature. And I actually showed an article, I forget when it wasn't too long ago, where they took the nanoparticle and they could make an orange look like a donut because it has like a reflective quality to it, like a mirror basically. So you could essentially cloak anything or change the way anything looks or make it entirely invisible. And I would imagine they're using this same exact technology here on the Israeli military. Now, is there any soldiers in the picture? It's like, where's Waldo? Is there any soldiers in the picture? If there are, I don't see them. So, maybe it's that good. Maybe I can't even see them because it's that good. There you go. Anyways, yeah. Innovation. How about this one? World's first wooden satellite set to launch. Can plywood survive in space? Is this fucking real? You know what I'm saying? Like, in the 60s, they told you they were launching a tuna can with aluminum foil wrapped around it. And everybody believed it. You know what I mean? Everybody did. Except all the footage is destroyed by the radiation. They lost all the telemetry data. They lost all the footage of all of it. I mean, everything basically is gone. But now they want us to believe that they're going to take a piece of fucking plywood and launch it into space now. And it's going to hold, I'm sure. It might float, though, because space is probably water. The world's first wooden satellite is on the way in the shape of a Finnish WISA Woodsat. ESA Materials experts are contributing a suite of experimental sensors to the mission as well as helping with pre-flight testing. WISA Woodsat is 10 by 10 by 10 CubeSat, a type of nano satellite built up from standardized boxes, but with surface panels from plywood. Woodsat's only non-wooden external parts are corner aluminum rails used for its deployment into space, plus a metal selfie stick. Yeah. The mission was initiated by Jari Makanero, Finnish writer and broadcaster. He co-founded a company called Arctic Astronautics, which markets fully functional replicas of orbit-ready CubeSats for education, training, and hobby purposes. So I've always enjoyed making model planes involving a lot of wooden parts. Having worked in the space education field, this got me wondering, why don't we fly any wooden materials in space? Well, supposedly, like, space is this giant fucking vacuum, right? So wouldn't, if the wood wasn't already, like, petrified, wouldn't it have, like, some dire effects on it? I don't know. Yeah. Tesla's a joke. It's all bullshit. I know, man. Like, I can't even say it anymore with, like, a straight face. They're slinging a piece of wood out there, dude. They're like, yeah, here's your new $1 trillion satellite. It only cost us about 10 cents to make. Piece of fucking plywood. But I'm just saying, if space is water, the water's above the firmament, this might be the best idea they ever had. This thing will float forever, won't it? You know? Just saying. It can float forever. This wooden satellite here. Who knows, right? That's what I'm saying, though. You got invisible soldiers, and then it's followed up by a wooden satellite. Okay. Sure. Whatever, man. Wagon wheel in space. Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. What if they just slap wagon wheels on the space shuttle then? You know, it'd make more sense than this shit. And check out some of the videos I got too. As the world is sweltering. An eighth of the U.S. population is sweltering under a record-breaking heat dome. Climate change is making it worse. And you can see here the record-breaking heat dome, as they describe it. You know, this makes me think of, Rap the News and how he talks about one side of the planet hell being hot, one side being cold, and that's what we're seeing now. And it could also be a result of crustal displacement as well, and the whole greenhouse gas effect that's taking place from all the methane getting trapped, which, there's a lot of that going on too. But you'll see in places they're either in a total and complete deep freeze, or they're getting dumped on with 6 years of rain in 2 hours, or they're on fire with the heat.
June 16th, 2021, and it is poised to be a historic day for the weather record books there across the western United States. And it was the case across portions of Salt Lake City. On Tuesday afternoon, a 107-degree afternoon temperature, tying the hottest temperature ever observed in the Salt Lake City area. Notice previous records, it's only a third occurrence, previous records of the same temperature back from 1960 and 2002, and incredibly, records in Salt Lake go back to the 1870s, so 50,000 days on record. Only 3 days have been this hot.
Wow. Over 50,000 days. And it says, too, for some perspective, the records go back to 1874, and there's been over 50,000 days observed. And Tuesday marks the third time that it's ever soared to 107 degrees, roughly a 1 in 50 year event. Sounds strange considering, I think the last video I did, we were talking about how, there were 50 years between, the arrival of Planet X. And then in one of the times, Joshua's Long Day, geomagnetic storm prompts a watch and warning this week. A stream of incredibly fast solar wind has started to impact the Earth, and the National Weather Service Prediction Center says G1 class magnetic storms are possible. The SWPC issued warnings with geomagnetic K index of 4 expected sometime between 1345 and 2359 on the 15th, in an area of impact primarily of 65 degrees geomagnetic latitude. And they said the warning message issued today induced currents of weak power grid fluctuations can occur. Aurora, also known as northern lights, may be visible at high latitudes such as Canada and Alaska this evening. The geomagnetic storm watch in effect with minor conditions possible on both Wednesday and Thursday, and by Friday they believe that the storm conditions will no longer be present. And you know what? We seen, what's her name, Kamala Harris. She had to land her plane as she was getting ready to take off, which I believe was definitely due to the, risk of the electrical equipment malfunctioning on said plane, considering we see so many of them crash due to the same thing now with all the geomagnetic storms and anomalies taking place from our super active sun, which appears to only want to get more active as we, scooch closer. Check this out too, and it's like we don't just have a sun that's, busting shots at us all day long. And what many people believe from the termination event we will see an even higher gear of a maximum that was already overperforming by a whole lot. We've also got early noctilescent seasons, right? And these things are starting to get crazier too. So, the chance of the minor storm, fast-moving stream of solar wind, G1, 16th, high latitude sky watchers for the auroras, and then you have the noctilescent clouds. And these are the frosted meteor smoke. Huh? Would you like to see a cloud of frosted meteor smoke? What the fuck? Take a plane in the Arctic. Brian McDonough was almost there on June 15th when he saw these noctilescent clouds from his window seat. Frosted meteor smoke. Never heard of it. I was on the overnight British Airlines flight from JFK to Heathrow, says McDonough, and I was trying to take a few photos of the Big Dipper when an otherworldly blue glow appeared in front of the wing. It grew into such an amazing display I could not stop watching until the sun rose. NLCs are Earth's highest clouds, and they form when summertime wisps of water vapor rise to the edge of space and crystallize around disintegrated meteoroids. I've seen such great photos of these clouds and yearn to see them for myself one day. Well, I finally have, and it was such a gift. What the fuck, dude? Has anybody ever heard of frosted meteor smoke? Anybody? Just me? Frosted meteor smoke, anyone? Excuse me? Somebody saying block me or something? Anybody know anything about the frosted meteor smoke? No? You guys ever heard of frosted meteor smoke? No? Yeah, me neither. Kind of, they had to make a name for something. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. They do this shit non-stop. Frosted meteor smoke sounds like cereal for junkies. I know it does. Frosted meteor smoke. I was thinking of like an ice cream or something, or a bowl of cereal. Yeah, well, well, ice comes off asteroids, but no. Well, does it? Does ice come off asteroids? If ice is allegedly what makes an asteroid and it's burning up, it wouldn't be ice as it came off anymore, right? It would be steam, vapor. If you think about it, just saying, because it'd be burning up in the atmosphere, according to science. But never, meteor smoke that got frosted. That makes no sense to me. I'm just saying. Yeah. Well, and think about it. Those zodiacal lights, the noctilescent lights, frosted meteor smoke. I mean, so much shit at this point. I can't keep up with all the nonsense. Honestly, I can't. We got more of the water spouts, too. Rare water spouts. Dude, this is from all the pressure and shit changing, man. It's not a game. Everything on Earth is going through mega changes and fast. Check this out. Slow moving meteor. 2004. Maybe if I can get my computer to work here. I don't know what's going. My internet connection has just been dog shit. And this is UFO sighting here. Let me get into these videos. Check some of this out, man. I've got some of the craziest sky phenomena right now. And you know what? This is happening, I don't know, basically everywhere. Let you go get a popsicle? No. Yeah, Ben & Jerry's frosted meteor smoke. Hey, I actually got some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I'm gonna eat it after I'm done here. And of course they play music that's copywritten. But see, this is whenever I'm like looking at the sky and this kind of shit, and you can see what I think, at least, if you look close at the beginning of the video here, once again, I think we see an object up here. You see like the corner of something right there, it looks like, behind the wires. But right here, where they're thinking that's two objects, that is not two objects. There's one object, and there's the glare shining off the clouds. And I think it's because there's so much fucking metal or nanoparticles in these clouds that it's just like refracting the light back at us, right? It's just like the same effect you would see, or they're trying to get, by refracting the shit back out into space so we don't see everything. Same thing, right? Except we're seeing it, the light's flooding right back in here. Look, flares right back at us. See, that's not two suns, it's just one, with a giant ass glare off all the fucking metal in the sky. This one too, I believe. This one too. Although it does have a possibility. It's hard to call. It's hard to call when you see something so red like that with all the sky. But are we seeing like an artificial sun in front of it, and this being the real sun, and it's just really screwed up and dying? Or is this Nemesis and there's the real sun? Very good catch, though, either way. And see, throughout the sky, one of the things that is really getting to me lately is how much smoke and shit that you see in almost every shot. Any picture, any video someone takes, there's a smoke. And I don't have the translation, but I know that this is from China. And, well, I don't know if you need a translation for this. I think they said, oh fuck, the road's broke. Look at that, man. Look at that, man. China's been getting just straight hammered with dust and all kinds of shit. But look at this. This is no joke. And I literally have people in the comment section on one of my last videos I did before I got sick. One of the last ones I did, they were in the comment section basically saying like, why would people listen to this nonsense, type of shit. And basically, like, nothing will ever happen, None of this will ever happen. Not to you, not to me, not to us. This shit ain't happened in a long time and it won't ever happen again. Type of thing. That whole concept of gradualism. You guys will remember the 1950s and shit. And even after, everybody thought that change happened on Earth over millions of years. It was just incremental, little bit by little bit by little bit. And we, over millions and millions and billions of years, came from a fucking dinosaur to where we are now. And that destruction was rare. There may have been one or two destructive events in the entirety of Earth's history, and one in mankind's, and that was the Great Flood, because we're only 6,000 years old. And I know that that's like a safe way to think in your mind, like, oh, it's really safe. Our star stays the same. It never, no rocking, no tilting, no nothing. No novas for sure. Our star just chills. There's no companion. None of that. Matter of fact, our galaxy, our solar system, same thing. No galactic sheet, none of that to create anything. Perturbation, nothing. And everything on Earth, it's evolved, over this long, drawn-out timeline, even though when we look at the soil, it shows layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. I mean, lots of them, over and over and over, of total chaos and destruction, and everything dying all at the same time, to the point that each layer has the bones and shit of animals, and they're all crushed and mashed together from tidal waves and mud floods that have swept them all out. Like, whatever happened, each time it's followed by a tsunami or a flood to kind of clean everything off for a new start. And then you get a new little variation in all the creatures, a new mutation, which we know, cosmic rays and things like that actually mutate DNA. So if there is some type of magnetic reversal, when the destruction comes, you would be exposed to a very high amount of all of that, enough to mutate you, for sure. People want to believe what's safe, man, Like, it's us that are being stupid by trying to find the answers to these things. By saying, hey, that's two fucking suns in the sky. Why are they there? It wasn't like that 20 years ago. Why is it like that now? And then go look back. How many times in the past were there two fucking suns in the sky? And what happened to them when there was? Check this one out. This is weird. Something popping out here. You see the sun over here?
Shit, what the hell is that? What the fuck? Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Check this out. Holy shit. What the fuck is that? Oh,
look at that. Do you guys see this, like, bending of light? Mirror of light right here? You see what I'm saying? Like, what sucks about all of this, and, the way that all of this shit is so cyclical and it happens over and over and over. This time, and I don't know if they did it in the past too, but this time, excuse me, it's being hidden. It's being hidden big time to try to keep people from noticing that anything is happening. And I think poorly hidden, but yet hidden still. And that's why people like that, that left that comment, are cocky enough to even say shit like they say. Like, I hope nobody actually believes this, or that any of this could happen, or is happening. It's like, well, if they continue to do what they're doing with the skies, people like that will be pacified up until the moment they can't hide anymore. And then it'll be too late.
oh my goodness.
What the fuck is this? Look at this. It looks like a sword or a fire sword or something. Pay attention. Watch this.
Check this out. Holy shit.
Right here.
What the fuck is that?
Watch it whip.
Oh my
Look.
goodness.
What the fuck?
Fucking flipping out, dude.
You said you're flipping out, dude. Wow. That came. Wow. And then look above the sun, too. Look at what the hell? You guys see this?
That is weird.
That is weird. And see, this is how you know. You know, at the end of all of these cycles, there were certain things that they knew. You know, certain things were dead giveaways. That shit was about to hit the fan. Like the Arctic, right? Like the Arctic. They knew whenever the Doomsday Glaciers and all of that shit was breaking off that was one of them. They knew they were in trouble. Ice shelf holding back Antarctic glacier breakup. The ice shelf that holds Antarctica's massive Pine Island glacier from collapsing into the Southern Ocean is breaking up faster than before as climate change weakens the natural barriers to glacial melting, a new study finds. It's enough to raise sea levels by 19 inches, and that the flows to the oceans increased 12% just over 3 years, from 2017 to 2020, and the glacier's ice shelf lost 1/5 of its area, and they're saying it's all your fault. Now, you guys know what the fuck was causing the sun to whip up like that? You wish you had your glasses. Yeah, I mean, that's wild as hell, man. People can't take care of themselves these days. Very limited essential skills. Oh, no doubt. Yeah, most people are deader than shit when this happens. And hey, we got Mr. Gates in his Sunlight Refinery. Sunlight Refinery. I'm sure that this has nothing to do with blocking out the sun or solar shielding or Saturnian death cult bringing in a dark age or anything like that, right? Nothing to do with DARPA. I'm sure. I'm just guessing. And let me show you a cool ritual for G7 in a second, too. While we're showing, formerly satanic elites that are now basically android fucking holographic clone motherfuckers parading around trying to, jack you into artificial intelligence. Bill Gates backs Sunlight Refinery lands funds to speed Novell Technologies rollout. Say what? Novell's technology rollout? I feel like there was this channel. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it was a really good one. Really good one. Had a great host, too. Yeah, and he talked about the Lieber Foundation, right? Charles Lieber, the one who got in a bunch of shiznit with Wuhan University, right? And the alphabet agencies giving him some trouble over accepting millions of dollars from Wuhan University. Why? Because he was actually using novel coronaviruses to communicate with nanoparticles, right? He was creating the transponders for them. And he was funded by, you guessed it, Bill and Melinda Gates. Bill and Melinda Gates. And when I started pointing that out, they actually changed some of the shit on the website. I'm sure it had nothing to do with me. Found them. Eh? Yeah, most channels will throw a paperclip in the sky and call it a UFO. I know I don't get that shit either. It makes no sense. If a UFO is real, why do they do that dumbass shit? You know, people catch enough weird shit in the sky. You don't have to fake nothing. But you'll remember, man. Then that same channel back in 2019 was pointing out the World Order 2020 666 A1, right? And that same channel was talking about how A1 and A2 were different forms of an oxidative enzyme, and one A2 was a signal that declined as it was in the human body, and A1 was a signal that amplified as it was in the human body because it replicated throughout it. And it was almost like that channel 2 was talking about some invasion of the body snatchers type shit through your nervous system into, your brain or something. But I'm sure that's got nothing to do with any of this stuff either. And Gates doesn't have the patent anymore. Right? They changed it to World something, and it's only owned by Microsoft as like a cover. Yeah. Some are paid and some are just stupid. Yeah, well, fuck it. Most are stupid and paid. It says, Heliogen's high temperature concentrating solar power concept now primed for large-scale deployment as prototype system is tested to decarbonize Rio Tinto mine in the U.S. That's fucked up, yo. They're deploying this prototype. I'm sure it has nothing to do with all the other shit going on, right? The Bill Gates-backed outfit, which is developing the design around an array of mirrored heliostats and an artificial intelligence-driven control system that together will be able to generate ultra-high temperature heat that can be used in power generation, hydrogen production, or industrial decarbonization. Among Heliogen's new investors are international steel giant ArcelorMittal, U.S. utility Edison, International Venture Capital Firms, Prime Movers Lab, Ocgro Ventures, and AT Gecko, a private investment partnership made of 8,090 partners, Gordon Crawford and Rashawn Williams. This infusion of new support for Heliogen comes at a time when the paradigm shift towards clean energy is further accelerated by the new realities the world is facing. We're being granted the resources to do more projects that address the most carbon-intensive human activities and work towards our goals of lowering the price of emissions and of energy for everyone in the planet. Its technology holds the potential to complement our existing decarbonization initiatives and efforts to secure a more sustainable footprint for our company. Yeah, so it says we'll provide industrial grade heat that will be capable of replacing fossil fuels and processes, including the production of cement, steel, and petrochemicals. So, I'm not really sure, but you can see here. This is it, right? This is the array of Heliogen here. Sure, it's not connected to any of this. We got nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. U.S. Navy says carrier group operating in the South China Sea. Taipei U.S. aircraft carrier group led by the USS Ronald Reagan has entered South China Sea as part of a routine mission, the U.S. Navy said on Tuesday, a time of rising tensions between Washington and Beijing, which claims the most disputed waterway. China frequently objects to U.S. military missions in South China Sea, saying they do not help promote peace or stability. And the announcement follows China blasting the group of 7 nations for a statement scolding Beijing over a range of issues. While in the South China Sea, the strike group is conducting maritime security operations, which include flight operations with fixed and rotary-winged aircraft, maritime strike exercises, and coordinated tactical training between surface and air units. Now check this out. If that wasn't fucking, weird enough, it gets better. Lots better. Well, maybe. China sends a record 28 military planes into an airspace controlled by Taiwan. Yeah, so you got the navigations right now, which, not too bad, even though China's telling them to get the fuck out of their water. But then you have China sending 28 military planes. 28 of them. That's so many. How many, we've been talking about this for how long now, right? The whole 200,000 troops, Ukraine border with Russia, and then all the warplanes of China. It says China has flown 28 warplanes into Taiwan-controlled airspace, the biggest sortie of its kind since the Taiwanese government began publishing information about the frequent incursions last year. The flights are widely seen as part of an effort by Beijing to dial up pressure on Taiwan, a self-governed democracy of about 24 million people off the Chinese coast that the Chinese government considers a part of China. Taiwan's defense ministry said it scrambled planes, deployed defense missile systems, and issued radio warnings that the Chinese entered Taiwan's air defense identification zone to the south of the island on Monday. China describes such flights as routine. Large sorties often followed actions by Taiwan or the U.S. that Beijing disapprove of. Monday's incursions came a day after NATO leaders expressed concerns about China as a growing security threat. That's so funny, dude. You got Taiwan try to, make this formal complaint to the United States and shit, and China's like, so what? This is some routine shit. We own the place. It's ours. We only sent 28 warplanes. Who cares? Quit making a big deal out of it. Hawaii military base mysteriously launched 3 F-22s in response to an unknown incident. Yeah, that's weird too. F-22s, 3 of them. Right, 22, 44, 66. The incident came less than a week after another unspecified incident prompted the base to issue a lockdown. F-22 fighter jets launched from the joint base in Pearl Harbor, Hickleman, Hawaii, in an apparent request for the Federal Aviation Administration. The details are shrouded in mystery. The military remained tight-lipped about what prompted the patrol, but did confirm it was not training exercise and it came at the request of the Federal Aviation Administration. When asked for comment, it says it has a close working relationship with the military. Well, thanks. Military stumped by stolen box of armor-piercing grenades. Yeah, I'm sure they're stumped by it. I'm sure it wasn't just stolen. That way the CIA or somebody could sell it to, one of the terror cells that emerge organically and weren't created by the CIA and FBI and all that either. Like they do that shit when they were in Syria. The same shit was happening where their insurgents would have fucking American weapons and shit. Dude, it's just disgusting. The stuff they do and try to act like they have no clue. And these are the new military defense contracts. You guys can check that out if you want. This is defense.gov. I'm not going to sit and go through all of them. But if you guys would like to look into the military defense contracts, and there's a ton of them as of June 16th for 2021. And I'm sorry, guys. Tonight, I really do feel like dog shit. So if I don't have my usual, pep, my usual zest, there's a reason. Let's check out a couple of things. This is crazy as fuck too, man. Green lightning. Where's it at? I think it's Pentagon considering permanent naval task force to counter China in the Pacific. The two initiatives, which are not yet finalized, would add muscle to President Biden's tough talk on China. Who's seen the thing with Biden where the reporter, he basically asked him if that was his job or some shit like that? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Where's that, man? Either way, the Pentagon, Biden's funny as fuck if you ask me. But the Pentagon's considering establishing a permanent naval task force in the Pacific region as a counter to China's growing military might, according to two people familiar with internal discussions. The plan would also involve creating a named military operation for the Pacific that would enable the defense secretary to allocate additional dollars and resources to the China problem, said the people who requested anonymity to discuss pre-decisional plans. Oh, okay. The China problem, said the people who requested to be anonymous. Yeah, those people. The people. The news comes as NATO leaders are increasingly aligning themselves with Washington's confrontational stance on Beijing. That's not true. That's not true. They're trying to make it seem like Biden's rallied all the allies against China. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. First off, I bet every one of those fucking leaders is like, that motherfucker is not real. First off, he's a hologram. Second off, we don't like America. No matter who's in the office, it doesn't matter if it's Trump or Biden. And Biden's a piece of dog shit, and he's a stupid fuck that can't even remember his own name, or probably like anything else in life. So I really doubt that everybody's like, oh my god, we better rally around him now. It's NATO time, baby. It's NATO time, even though America keeps fucking us over. The Beijing Security Challenge. And the Chinese are working to undermine global order. Dude, and there's your point. There's right there. That's how they're trying to, appeal. Saying China's trying to undermine global order. America's being a good bitch. And they're bowing down to the United Nations now. So, China has too, right? China's just at the top of the food chain. Says discussions grew out of work at Pentagon's China Task Force, which Biden commissioned in March to examine the department's China-related policies and processes. and they serve as the Pentagon's top Indo-Pacific policy. You know what? It's so funny, though, that they act like they're guarding the fucking Pacific, you know? Yeah, the illusions are falling. Well, they act like they're guarding the Pacific and shit. But the truth is, like, we're being set up to have our asses handed to us in, like, the worst way possible. And Biden is a sack of fucking dog shit that is most definitely contributed to that. And he's a little bitch and has let China, start putting bases in the Atlantic, a lot closer to home. So I love how, the mainstream spins shit around like, oh, look at Biden being tough in Indo-Pacific. Rallying the old NATO boys against China, the China problem. He's been a little bitch up until this point, and he ain't said shit about the Atlantic. They're doing it on purpose. They all work together. There's no such thing as China and the United States. It's just fucking, just like different leaders for the same army. And their enemy is all just the population. Period. No matter where you go throughout the world, it's just the population. They don't give two fucks about a nation. They don't care about a religion. They don't care about a race. They just know that the population is their slaves, and they use us for our resources, our life, our energy, all they can get out of us, and they don't need all of us anymore. They just want to control a smaller number. Because technology is advanced. They have all your souls already. We're of no use to them now. Not one of those fucking puppets, Trump's bitch ass included, has ever had your interest in mind. Ever gave two shits about your children and their future, no matter what their speeches said. And Xi Jinping and Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin are probably like chilling at G7 after sacrificing 10 kids, banging hookers together. So, people act like as a smoke hash. Who knows, right? Like, they're not enemies. They're not enemies, is my point. Keeping their bloodline. Yeah. Their weak little pathetic bloodline on top of it. Yeah, it's just us dying. Not them. That's the truth. They trick all of us into giving our sons and daughters to go fight for a fucking flag that, we should be wiping our ass on, not defending. Just saying. Fuck them. Could be the fever talking, but I'm pretty sure I don't like those motherfuckers even when I don't have one. So, yeah. Last I checked, I don't. It's here. Saharan dust moving into Florida. Dude, come on, man. Come on, man. Bullshit. Guys, this was never no shit before. Do you see how they just make up some fucking nonsense, and then all of a sudden that stupid nonsense becomes like regular routine retardery? Is that a word? Retardery? But it's just fucking stupid. And it's like, how many times? G7 circle jerk. That's funny as hell. Hey, I got a cool one. A G7 satanic ritual video. I'm gonna show it just a second. But and then Biden getting owned by Vladimir Putin. But the G7 stuff, yeah. Just like this shit. The red dust. Bitch, that red dust wasn't flying all over the fucking place just a couple years back. Now we get a 500-mile wide dust cloud. you can see the shit from space last year. Now it's like, hey, here comes the red dust again. Remember? This is supposed to happen. No, I remember that this had never fucking happened before. And you lying goofballs made up some bullshit because it looked like an asteroid hit the Arctic, right? There was like 100-degree temperatures. There to Siberia was on fucking fire. You guys remember? And there was like a big plume that could be seen from space. People were showing the fucking images. And, oh yeah, the Arctic ice was blood red too. Anybody remember? Just me? And then all of a sudden, big mega fucking 500-mile wide red cloud. And this was all taking place at the same time that Nigeria had a giant hole blown in its ass by a meteor. You know? And then now this year, it's like, hey, here comes the Sahara dust again. Big red dust cloud. It's all natural, just like zodiacal lights. And noctilucent clouds. Like, bitch, clouds didn't glow blue and shit either back in the day. Y'all started making that shit up not too long ago also. Bitch, the stars didn't glow all throughout the firmament either. The zodiacal shit is complete fuckery and nonsense. Come on, man. You know, people gotta be fucking stupid at this point to be buying into some of this shit. Seriously. You can see here the next 5 asteroid approaches. They probably made up the numbers on all 5. 68 feet, 22, 48, 51, 34. And bus size, house size. Well, at least they got those remotely close. You know, 16th, 18th, 18th. So we got 3 coming on the 18th. We got 3 of them coming tomorrow. 1,830,000, 1,450,000, 1,050,000. They're not that big, so hey, nothing to worry about. You'll be good. Earth is now trapping an unprecedented amount of heat, NASA says. New research shows that the amount of heat the planet traps has roughly doubled since 2005, contributing to more rapidly warming oceans, air, and land. I'm just telling you. This crap, dude, right here. And look at these flares in this picture. You can see these flares in this picture. I guarantee somebody's going to take this picture and try to say that it's fucking planets too. Because people are like that. They'll try to say that all these little orbs and shit are planets. Because this one looks like it's striped with the beams coming through it. And then all these right here. But they're going to, blame this shit on us too. Because of the methane. This is from crustal displacement because the poles are flipping. That's what this is from. And yes, the oceans, fresh water, all of it is heating up and the land's drying out. Just like it was said would happen when we got torn up from the destroyer the next time. Well, guess what? The destroyer's here. So, right on time, shit's falling apart. Yeah. But it's got to be your fault. If not, they can't, guilt you into believing all their horse shit. Okay. I don't know if I can show that one. Hold on. Here we go. The ritual. Here's your G7 ritual. Nothing creepy about that. government events always have people in red robes with their hands out, walking around, chanting weird shit. Come on. This year's G7 event, a tribute to Spider-Man. Yeah. Dude, think about it. CERN and all this shit, too. This is nothing new. Every time they got some weird-ass shit going on. All of them walking around in red robes. That doesn't look Satan-y at all, does it? And people taking pictures and shit like, look. Look at the weird people in red robes. This is so normal for a government function. Say what? Blue beam is coming. Crazy. Would it be funny if the lion actually mauled somebody, though? You know what I mean? And I was showing you guys wow. That's pretty wild. I was showing you guys the Baltimore Raven bird and shit. Actually, Justin's the one who showed that to me first, with the holographic shit. And then, of course, we've seen the planets in Dubai. And then here was the Morse code shit that we seen in the sky. I'm pretty sure Mr. MB333 covered this too. Let me see if I can find it. Like showing exactly what it was. Look at that. I'm not sure what the message on that was, but I'm pretty sure Mr. MB333 covered that too. The Morse code shit. Where's that? see if we can find it here. I think they're getting ready. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He does good work, man. Mr. MB333. I like his work, and I've seen he's been a lot more bold with his titles and just everything he shows here lately. He's probably getting slammed a lot and shit for the stuff that, he does. So he's probably just getting, I'm getting sick of it. I shit you not. I have a restriction on Facebook. I can't live stream from my personal or my show page, and I have zero restrictions, zero anything. They just have decided to not allow me to to misuse, is what they said, my live streaming. And there's no guideline I broke or anything. They have no fucking even reason that they're doing it. And I disagreed, and they won't let me appeal or even anything. It's crazy as fuck, dude. So Facebook is basically just not allowing me to make videos at all, just because they said. I'm not in trouble one bit. Not warning one bit. None of that. And for whatever reason, I'm not allowed to live stream at all. Craziness. Fucking bullshit is what it is.
And letters. That's what Morse code looks like on paper. Here's what it looks like in the sky. Video by MPD, sent in by Jeff. Is this Morse code? This was taken on June 1st of 2021 in the clear blue sky above Berlin, Germany. Look at that. See the similarities? Looks identical to Morse code. Are they communicating with something in space above the Earth that's looking down at Earth? What is that for? Who did it? You don't see any airplanes up here. You can see it kind of forming over here to the right. Watch. But where are the planes? That's an original speed. I did not fast forward it or slow it down. That's the original speed, and you can see those things showing up, not necessarily randomly. You can tell that's of intelligent origin very, very clearly. But what is it? Are they trying to communicate with somebody out in space? I don't know, but that looks exactly like Morse code right there. Incredible footage out of Berlin, Germany. Also in this.
So he didn't crack the code, I thought. Well, fuck. Oh, and check this out too. Look at that. Dude's got the spout. He's just right there up in the clouds catching it. That's a brave dude right there. Red, orange fireball in the sky. Anyone? So crazy, man. The shit we're seeing now. Just on a day-to-day basis, it's getting so much more nuts. Look at that. Looks like pure fire too. You know, it really does. But, you know, we're the crazy ones, I guess. You know, for pointing this shit out. We should be pretending like none of it's happening. You know, we're not seeing any of these things. We weren't told that we're allowed to see them, so we can't. They can't exist. And if they do, there's got to be some bullshit explanation your fucking stupid meteorologist gives you that doesn't make any sense. And you'll get a different one in every city. have no clue what is doing that. Look at that. It's gotta be due to magnets.
That was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
I've never seen that like this.
Okay.
It almost looks like... I don't
I don't know
know.
if you can see this. Check this out. Holy shit. What the fuck is that?
Look at that, dude. Look at that.
Fucking flipping out, dude.
I'm fucking flipping out, dude. Look, the sun's over here. What in the fuck is that? All waving around and shit. What? I have no clue what the hell's going on over there, dude. You know, the whole place is fake, sky included. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm sorry. I'm very sick. My nose is running. I got a fever. I just wanted to do a video at least so I could say hi to everybody. I'm gonna try to put something a little bit better together for you guys next time. I'll probably even end up deleting this one. But like I said, thank you guys for all the prayers and the positive vibes. And if you can, please pray for some like healing and positivity and all of that stuff. I like, for real, above all, like above anything. Like, if you guys can do one thing for me, that's what I'm asking you to do. One thing. If you can just do one thing, just pray for healing and positivity, and, you know, good love and light and healing and warmth and all that good shit, to me. That way I can, like, recover. Because, just be totally honest with you. Like, I'm way more screwed up than I've probably ever been on anything else. With this one, it's pretty bad. It's made me really sick. So, I appreciate that. I don't get worried by shit very often. That's all I'm saying. Like, I've blown my hand off with like 3rd-degree burns. I poked myself with knives and come out the other side in my other hand. I mean, I've had stitches in my face and everything. And this is probably the most painful thing I've ever had in my life. It sucks. And I've been bit by a recluse before. Just not like this. It got me a few times, I think. So yeah, I would appreciate that. Hit the like. I'm sure nobody's gonna watch this video, but hit the like, leave a comment, and share. Yeah, and I'm doing readings, but just like 1 or 2 a day, so it's kind of like first come, first serve. Text 513-393-2396 or email therealbestdampodcast@gmail.com. And once we set up an appointment for a reading, we book the time, then pay. Please do not try to pay before, or else it's a donation. It's just a donation. Don't do it before, because we got to have a date. You know, and a time, an appointment. It's appointment only. What else? Yeah, the last private show is free for everybody. Best Damn Podcast Patreon. The first post is unlocked and it's free for everyone. Patreon.com, Best Damn Podcast Official. You just go there, click on it. It's free. You ain't got to sign up or anything. I should be doing the next one tomorrow night. We'll see, as long as I'm alright. Feeling a little better. I'll do the private show. So yeah, get your subscription, donate, all that good stuff. And as soon as I'm feeling better too, I'm going to start the whole astrology and tarot and horoscope stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's just a little speed bump in the road. And if you'd like to donate and support, it's greatly appreciated. PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App, and Facebook Messenger. Thank you guys. Thank you. I am Karen, Miss Justin Shorting, D Sir, DF, Kathy Montgomery, Claudette Malespina. Yeah, man, it's very, very painful. I'm not playing. I appreciate it. Tim Hamby, the U Channel, Gwendolyn Morales. Yeah, Graceful Heart, Blue Merle. Hey, Blue Merle. Yeah, man. You know, I've got a really good people, you know, in our community. So I've always been grateful for that, you know, and I can't complain about that for sure. So as long as I don't die, I'm good. I don't think I will either, by the way. Don't count on it. If you are counting on it, well, you might be disappointed. Alright, guys. Remember, Jesus is the truth, way, and life. God bless you all. I love you. And I will see you next time. You have a wonderful weekend. Peace.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society,